And I just wanna tell you how I feel. I'm pretty sure everything's been said. Someone else come around, my brain go dead. Rushing in familiar territory, leaving things unread.
What's up? It's your girl K.E.
It's your girl Consuela.
Woo! Keep pulling back up on us.
Hey now. You're an all-star.
Get your game on. Go play.
Yes.
I love it, man.
Back again.
Another day. Another
day.
Monday.
Right.
If you ain't watching this on Monday, like, what you really doing?
What are you doing?
And I don't mean to attack y'all because I just showed y'all love. But what you doing?
I'm attacking.
Watch us on Monday, baby, because I be turned up. I be ready to see what y'all gonna say. You know, we got some consistent people in the comments, too. Love that for us. We're still debating on what we want to call you. The Godders. Still debating, but yeah.
We're going to figure it out.
We're going to figure it out, baby.
Real quick. We forgot to mention Miss Kayla.
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Guys, a couple weeks ago, I'm so glad you brought that up again because I want to celebrate that. We had Kayla. She was one of the first few guests that we had on the show. She gave us an entire story about her journey, her becoming. And it's official now. The 3 boys, my godsons, have been officially adopted.
Woo! Love that.
Love that for us. The L's were for us, for love. I love that for us, man. It was a great experience. Let me tell you,
It was on the news too, right?
Yeah, it was on the news. It was on Channel 5, Northwest Arkansas. The link was literally everywhere on social media. Also, she pushed out a video of a story of a letter that she wrote to the boys and how
that made me cry.
It made you cry a little bit. Man, when I was watching the old pictures being brought up on the video, and then I took a look at some of the things that in my phone, man, we came a long way, man. Those kids are not adopted children. I felt like they've always been ours. Mm-hmm.
And then I don't know if she mentioned it on the podcast or if it was just off scene about how far she was having to drive to go.
A very long drive just to take them to go visit their biological parents for visits.
Well, and to court, right?
For court and for visits. So double whammy. Damn, dumb hoe side. Yeah. It was a long process, man. Those couple of years were really long. I love those children, and you guys obviously know
cute.
they're great little boys, man. And as I say that's including Slim. He's a little devious.
Was that the one that was hiding them chips under the table?
Who was doing that, girl?
Your house.
I don't remember that.
He ain't like some of the ones that was in the bag.
No, that was MJ.
Oh.
That's MJ. That's the oldest one.
Chips under the table.
That's MJ. He's something else too. He's slick Rick.
Whoa, but yeah, I love that. Love that. That was a beautiful. Yeah. That's a beautiful story.
Yeah, those are my babies, man. I'm so happy to be in their life. She said a lot in the episode. We're not gonna get emotional. Here we go. And if you haven't seen that episode, you need to tune back.
You're becoming.
It's called You're Becoming. A great episode, lovely episode, especially for women who are in that pruning phase of their life. They're in that process. God is letting you know that He got you. Mm-hmm. If don't nobody else got you.
Amen. So for today, I got a question, friend.
What's up?
What is your take? It's really a 2-part question, but I'm going to ask you this. I'm going to just answer the first part.
Because I get a think piece.
All right. What is your take on men hitting women?
Nobody needs to be putting their hands on each other.
What's your take on men hitting women?
Don't need to be doing that.
So is that your same take on women hitting men?
Both. Nobody need to be putting their hands on each other.
Okay.
I kind of feel like this is where you was going with it.
That was gonna be the next question.
Yeah, don't nobody need to be hitting each other. That's crazy. What we doing?
I feel like that too, though. That's the same.
Because I can see how you can get mad enough and want to just fly off on somebody. But is it really that serious, man? For real, be for real. It's emotions. It's too emotional.
Yeah.
Think logically. You want to be in the back of that squad car. Whoop whoop.
That was a lot of
God
problems
damn, it's
sometimes.
a squad car. Whoop whoop. Gucci. My bad.
People be thinking with their emotions. They don't be logical thinkers, and I was that person before. I ain't saying I used to be fighting folks, like knocking me in upside their head, but just in general with anything, I would just go off of it. I had to learn that to be like.
Can I say something?
What?
I have not been much of an emotional person.
Ever or recently?
Ever for real, because I'm not feeling, emotional people get mad and start destroying stuff. Why would I do that? Stuff costs money. You got to pay for that. If it's yours, you've broken your stuff. The girls who got to fighting in the club. Oh, we didn't tell the people about the girls fighting in the club a couple weeks ago.
She done pause this conversation. Now, at least I know friend gonna have my back. Cause they in there fighting. Man, they in there, first of all, what y'all fighting for? They in there fighting, but it was a quiet fight. It wasn't no rah.
All I heard was feet.
It wasn't no, none of that. So I really didn't know what was going on. And I had a couple drinks. I didn't know what was going on.
Got this drink in my cup. I'm sorry.
I'm just standing there. I don't know if I was talking to somebody or what. All I know is I went from standing right there to being yanked up and flying across. Who knew I could fly? I believe I could.
Fred, let me tell y'all about this goofy. The folks, it had already been an original fight over here. And as they're leaving the club, you're tripping. It was a first fight. Then the club's already about to get ready to close. So that as it was, closing, I'm looking, I turn, because all I hear is feet. And I'm like, what's going on? So I look, this fool looking at me. They fighting right next to her. Like she's literally about to get swung on right in the mix. So I get over there, I sling her out the way, and I start helping security break up the fight because it was just two girls.
It was just two girls. Yeah. I done picked up somebody's wig.
That's my thing. Okay, that's why I brought that up. Let's get back to emotional. Y'all in the club fighting. You got your wig on. It ain't sold down. Ain't that what y'all say? It ain't sold down?
I guess so.
Or it ain't sold in?
Something.
Whatever.
So glued. It ain't on there. It ain't secure.
It ain't secure. Babe, why you find your wig ain't secure? Wig come out, all you see is cornrows.
Now she got
so now
she's
like, her friend is hyping her up. Oh, baby, you ate. Like, you whooped her. First of all, she did not.
And she said that.
I mean it.
They hyping a girl up, and she done said, no, she didn't.
No, she didn't. No, she didn't. Don't tell her. Don't hype her up. No, she did not. Period. That's one. Two, after I said that, I said, now look at you. Done lost your wig. You done came up here and you done lost some money. Don't y'all spend like hundreds? No, I'm sorry, not y'all. Don't y'all spend like hundreds of dollars? $500.
Between 3 and 5.
Ain't no way she done lost that wig.
Some people pay more than that, but the average, I think it'd be like.
Ain't no way she done lost her wig in the club fighting. You done lost some money. You're too emotional at this point. Because the first thing you should have did was take it off.
And put it secure. Put it in your purse. Ask your friend to hold it.
Because then it was outside and she was outside playing with it. You're too emotional. I don't believe in being emotional and doing things that's gonna cost me some money.
I'm the same way now, but I ain't always been that way. I told y'all I got mad and climbed through that window and broke a TV.
You had to pay for it?
No.
Then what we talking about? See, your actions, bought lesson. Bought lesson is better than a taught lesson.
Anyway, back to the question. So, I'm with you. Don't nobody be putting their hands on nobody. But I do also understand how, people be like, don't hit no man because you're going to lose.
Facts.
So,
facts.
But yeah.
And don't hit me either because you're going to lose. This a 1v1 too.
And it's just, I just feel like if you got to be fighting people, then you just don't need to be in that situation.
Agreed.
That's too much.
Agreed.
That's.
But on a serious tip, man, some people, I think they just feel like they be so tied into a person. They be feeling like they need people. They allow people, I think we said it on the previous episode too, let people have so much power over them. Like, you got to understand, like, when there is a fine line between love and losing yourself.
Because we're going to get into that. But yeah, I lost myself there for a minute. And it just don't be worth it. And then, like, not even just breaking stuff or having a, like, sometimes that type of stuff leads to, with the law, your life. Like,
It do.
And it's just like, and then you look back and it's like, was it really worth it? And so I don't know. I just feel like we got to get to a point to where like if it's that bad, then just walk away. That ain't for me. That ain't for me. This ain't for me. You got it. If it got to get to that, it just ain't even worth it.
Once them hands get involved, it's a wrap.
Because
all it do is take one time for somebody to know it's comfortable and it's okay and it's acceptable to do something, and they're going to continue to do it.
They're going to continue to do it. But so with that, have you ever put your hands on somebody?
In defense.
But you ain't never been the person that
Absolutely not.
You ain't out here knocking folks upside their head.
My mama ain't raised me like that. First of all, my mama found that out. My mama gonna come knock me upside my head. Mm-hmm. That's not something to me. First of all, I'm a little confused. When you love somebody and you really care about them, and a lot of these situations, people do not be in love.
It be lust, or you think you in love. But
I never ever want to hurt somebody that I love.
Exactly.
You know. I don't want to see, if I like done something to you and it makes you cry, that hurts my feelings. You know, I just don't understand how people do that and sleep well. When I've done something that it doesn't sit well with me, I lose rest. I feel like that would keep me up a lot of nights if I was to do something crazy like that.
Like a self-conscious.
Yeah, I wouldn't want God's wrath to follow me.
Right.
Because I don't want to get knocked back upside my head by him.
Right.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
No matter how mad you make me, I ain't interested. It may be on my mind.
Not you jumping at me.
Yeah.
But, you said in self-defense. Was this like in a relationship or like... Mm-hmm. Not you. You a victim?
I'm a victim of domestic violence.
That ain't funny, but...
Folks, folks don't take life serious, bro. Why I can't be a victim?
No, wait, time out. We're laughing because it's us. But in all seriousness, domestic violence is not funny or nothing to play with. I just want to make that clear.
Yeah, because you very crystal clear. See, now, I want y'all to see this on the podcast, too. I've been calling Kayla for a couple days about seeing my kids. All of a sudden, she want to call me. I ain't going to answer, but I want her to see this. This is what I be talking about. Anyway, I ought to send it to voicemail. Anyway.
I hate you.
Because I do. Anyway.
But yeah, for
back
real.
Back to my situation.
I hate that for you, though, for real, friend.
So, as I said, I'm a victim. It was a one-time incident, and that's what it was. I was in college, man, and I hate talking about... But I only share this type of stuff so y'all can see, like, bro, I'm not perfect. Like, I ain't always selected the best people. And that's okay. Once you learn people, though, you got to stand on that and move around. You know, God, and I feel like... Okay, let me tell you the story before I get into it. Because I feel to preach. So I had this one girlfriend, I told you I played for her A and I'm an AK and she's an A. I had this one girlfriend and on a serious tip, and she was messing around with somebody who she ain't had no business messing with, man. And it was somebody from the same sorority. Keep it a buck. All right, and it really broke me down, hurt me, man. Because my family done took care of you, put you on. They don't lie. So when I found this out, like, I was really upset. You know, at this time, I graduated a semester early, and this was like, it's in December that I graduated. Some things happened that I found out about. You know, I'm still trying to work with you because you literally have nowhere to go. That is so weird to me. For people to mistreat people and take advantage of people when you literally, that is like the person who's caring for you the most. I'm your lifeline.
Crazy.
Make it add up.
Crazy.
And we be staying in those situations, too, because we know that person, one, they wasn't raised right. Two, you are their lifeline, and we be afraid to choose ourselves over other people. And that's something that I have learned in this situation. So as I'm like on the phone with my parents, like we're discussing if I'm gonna go be a GA at UAPB or if I'm gonna start working essentially that same semester because there's some job openings to be a teacher and coach immediately in the space, and I got offers. Well, in the midst of this, I see a phone call. Like, I just looked up over there and I had a phone call. I'm having a phone call over here, and I see a name pop up on the phone. Don't piss me off.
But wait a minute. Why did that name make you mad?
Because it was the person calling them. The person they cheated on.
Okay.
Called. And as the name pop up on the phone, it don't piss me off. So I done told my boss, hey, let me call you back. Click. We get into it about it. I snatched the phone. At this point, I should not have done this because this is not my property.
We taking accountability.
First of all, I paid for it. I paid for this phone. So it may be my property.
A little bit, kind of, sort of.
Anyway, that's another goofy moment. Don't pay for nobody's phone because they going to use it against you. They going to use that phone to do things. Okay? So I snatched the phone. I'm trying to go through the phone. When I snatched the phone, this person that jumped on me. This is how I know. There's something in here.
It's finna get real.
Oh, it broke my heart. It broke my heart. There's something in this phone. At this point, I need to see. So we wrestling over the phone or whatever. I ain't get to look into the phone, so I threw it. Boom! Threw the phone.
Did you break it?
No. Get your shit. And
get out!
Mean that from the bottom of my heart. You know, at this point, she gets up or whatever because I done got her up off of me. And she tore up I don't know if I told you this before. She tore up my degree.
You didn't tell me that part.
Yeah, I still got it tore up now. You know, she tore up my degree, ripped it in half, threw it. This happened in January, first week of January. Threw the Christmas tree on the ground. There's balls everywhere.
That's the ornaments rolling on the floor.
Yeah, the ornaments rolling in slow motion. Y'all, this a movie. It's rolling in slow motion. Let me hurry up and tell my story. Rolling in slow motion. She get up, quiet, walk to the room. I'm heated. I'm breathing hard. We've been wrestling over this phone. I'm mad. I start saying like really hurtful things because out of my own anger. Like I'm mad. I'm talking bad. These lines was just punching buttons. Now I'm not understanding this because I really mean this. I'm saying some really hurtful things.
Oh, friend.
I met them. So as she come back out the room, she's like, basically, I got something for you.
Got a magic trick. I'm
I'm gonna show you something. I don't know what you're talking about. I think she should call this person to pull up because, hey, please have them come get you.
Not you thought the cats was gonna come jumping you.
Please, no, just that one individual. I don't think everybody else knew about what was going on. So I'm like, yo, just have them come help you. I'll help you load your car, but you got to get the hell on up out of here. Because at this point, it's just me. Me and my best friend, alcohol, live together. You don't even live here. You got to go. So the police pull up. Do on the door. I answer the door.
Come help me.
At this point, I ain't gonna lie, I really was scared. I thought she was gonna have a dude pull up. So I'm really a little bit scared to open this door. But I open the door, police. I'm like, yeah, come on up in here. Come on up in here. Cause she got to go right now. So as this happens, we talk, we tell them like what kind of went on, just a little brief. And these people arrested me. Oh, I missed something. In the midst of her beating my ass, because she did that, because I didn't get all into that, I really hate to like flashback and see that because I really love that individual that really hurt me, man, for her to do that because she was trying to get her phone back. She just started whooping me. Trying to get her phone back. I gave her 2 uppercuts to get her up off me. That's why I said when you asked me if I ever put my hands on somebody, I had to defend myself to get, because she had me by my dreads. She had
the dread and they were little, wasn't it?
Was going to work. They were. I'm gonna let it ride.
You said I'm gonna let it ride. Did she not say
I'm gonna let it ride. This I said after my senior year. My dreads was long enough. They was long enough. Don't piss me off. I'm not finna argue with you because she taking my domestic violence unserious. If I get to laughing and playing when she get to talking.
Oh, they did. Wait till it's my turn.
I'm gonna tell you, you're gonna see how I feel. I'm still standing on business right now because she wild. Anyway, so yeah. So I had to get her off me or whatever. In the midst of all this stuff going on, she had a new ear piercing and it came out.
Oh, I know that hurt.
And it came out. So she told the people that I had like jumped on her. It broke my heart.
I should use that look and see what she did to me.
And when they seen it, they saw blood. So they arrested me. I got up I'm like, how y'all gonna arrest me in my shit? I got put in the back of the cop car. I got took to the jail. It really, really, really humbled me.
How long you was in there?
It was the whole night. I had to stay.
The whole night?
We laughing and playing, but for real, I had to stay. So
them little 6 hours, I had to do that one time. That ain't no place.
I had to take a shower up in there. I had to watch me take the shower. I had on panties.
So you wasn't in.
They put. I'm sorry. I don't want to go back and redo this episode because we up here playing and it's not the play we play with.
Why would you say that? I gotta be.
Okay, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. For people who have experienced domestic violence, please excuse us. While we get through my story.
I feel like, wait, this is
Right.
domestic violence is serious, but we don't want to be sitting up here crying again like we was today.
Yeah. I'm so sorry. Okay. So that was wild for me. To be cuffed like that. Woo, that hurt me.
So
anyway.
pennies.
I ain't no panties. Anyway, bro. I had to stay the night. I did not sleep well tonight. I prayed all night because I was so embarrassed. You know, people get on mugshots to go look and see. I knew they seen me.
I know they looked me up at the last week episode, but it's
Yeah.
okay.
Oh
I'm
my
crawling
God.
so y'all can walk.
Anyway, that really hurt me. So I had to stay the night, man. I woke up the next morning. I ain't take no shower, nothing in there. I was so sick. I had to pee. I had a jumpsuit on. I had to take the whole jumpsuit down in the cell with other people just to pee. I was devastated. I held that pee for so long till it hurt because I didn't want to do that. So anyway, I had on slides. It was cold to this day. I remember like how cold I was and being on a mat. I had to like lay on the floor on the mat because the cell was so full, and my feet were cold. And I'll never forget that, how cold my feet were. I don't like to this day for my feet to be cold. That's why when you brought up the stuff about people sleeping with their socks on or doing anything with socks on, that
Okay.
really pissed me off. Because you don't know what I done been through. And I don't like to be reminded of that. So anyway, next day I go to court or whatever. I got released, had a court date. The very first judge, you know, she was a very pretty girl, sweet looking girl. You know, the judge just assumed that people do not want their abusers. He called me an abuser. They don't want their abusers to be in trouble. I don't believe this. She showed him all the texts that she was sending me, like apologizing for doing that to me, all this stuff. She went up there and said she was not afraid of me, that I did not do that to her, and he still said that I was guilty. This was on Valentine's Day that year. So we had another court date. I appealed it, another court date. I had to go get a real lawyer. She paid for the lawyer along with my aunt. Got a real lawyer. The lawyer did what he needed to do. The judge ate her up. I can't go into all the details today because I don't know how, official that needed to be without me exposing that situation. But the judge ate her up. You don't get people planning your life, especially when you've done X, Y, and Z. And she took full responsibility for everything she did, and that she lied. And that really transformed my entire life, man. And I know in that cell, I got really, really, really humbled because I got to thinking to myself, I would always say, I thought I was not better than other people, but I thought I was the shit. Mm-hmm. I've never not getting the things that I desire, the things that I want. I've always been on my P's and Q's, you know how your dad feel. Like, I get that vibe. I move that. And it's not because of me, but it's because of God. And God had to remind me that I could take this away at any moment. I would always be like, that'll never happen to me. Man, that could never be me. I was talking like that, and I did not know that everything that you have is, I knew that, but I wasn't living it. Mm-hmm. Everything that you have is by the grace of God, by his mercy, because you are not deserving. You're deserving of his, love and stuff, but we fall short every single day.
Right.
And without that experience, and I know everything happens for a reason, God used that to get me away from her. Because after that experience, I ended up going to church. And I'm going to make this short. I know I didn't spend a lot of time on mine.
No, it's okay.
But I ended up going to church, and at church, we used to go to church all the time. Me and her ended up going to church after that. We were still friends and stuff because we broke up after that. I can't do it. Broke up, but we were still, spend a little time together because I was like really the only person that she had in her corner, and I was trying to forgive her. And we went to church, and the pastor, came. This is the first time I've ever experienced this in my life. The pastor, is during the praise and worship session, after he's preached, and you know how we get the feeling it after that. He walked down the aisle, and he was just preaching. I felt like he was talking to me that day anyway. And I'm like, I don't like to be embarrassed. You know this. The stuff he was saying and how he was preaching, I was like, I knew he was talking to me, but is he talking to me for real?
Right. Did somebody tell him something before I came?
I am embarrassed. He walked directly down my aisle, and on the mic, he asked me to get up. Why would he do that? No, I needed that. It just was so much for me. And he told me to raise my hands, and he started talking to me, and he really was like, you need to keep the people out of your circle who are not for you. and like some of the stuff that he was saying, I really ain't gonna get all deep into it, but he really spoke into my life. I boohooed. And in the middle of church, this man just hugged me, and all of like, I don't know if they're elders or like other people within his cabinet or whatever, were like right there, and like all the men of the church was just like hugging me and like, you know, making sure that I was okay. And she boohooed the entire time that this happened. Now, I didn't know why this happened. I'm just thinking it's by the grace of God. Entire time, one of the men who was in the cabinet, I did not know he lived in the apartment complex with us.
So he knew.
He knew.
What happened.
He found out what happened. He knew some of the people who was kind of in the circles at UAPB because it kind of started circling around. My mugshot started circling around. It's people who watch this podcast. Hey, you know me. I stand on business. This is my opportunity.
Oh my gosh.
Who was sharing my mugshot?
For real?
Really was happy that had happened to me the whole time, not knowing the story of like what I didn't do this.
To you. Yeah,
I didn't do this, and they continuously spread that. And that broke my heart, and I never said anything to him. I never ever said anything to him, and I don't know if I've said anything. I think one person, maybe two people, know exactly who that individual is, but that really, really was wild. I seen the screenshots. I lost my ability to work I was doing my internship that time, so I was teaching and coaching at Star City. I couldn't even go be a part of the team anymore. She was like, why this is going on? Like, I can't have you around the kids.
All over something you didn't even do.
Wild times. So I said that to say, you know, that was a hell of an experience for me. And even to share that, because I know this is going to be on YouTube, you know, jobs in the future. I'm comfortable with saying that because I know what I did not do. Mm-hmm. That has been not expunged off my record because I ain't even fit to pay for it to get rid of it. That's a part of the story of my life. The state of Arkansas has like paperwork on file that has been sent to them that this has been dismissed properly because the entire case was dismissed because of her coming forth and saying that stuff.
Saying the truth, yeah.
Saying the truth. But that's something I have to deal with every time I get a new job. I have to be reminded of that. When I got my second college job, I was so scared. Oh, I was so scared. I told them about the first job, you know, it really went well because they were people. But the second job, I feel like this is like really, really prominent university. Like, I don't think they're going to sell me just because of this. I was arrested. But I didn't know anybody could get arrested. Anybody can go to jail, you know. But that is a stain, I feel like, that was on my record that now I use as part of my testimony. Mm-hmm. But
at the time,
oh my God, my heart would just sink. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you went through that, friend.
Yeah,
we
man.
I
needed that
jokes,
though.
But
I needed that. If that hadn't happened, I would have not went to Arizona State University. I was going to stay at UAPB, go to school online and get an MBA, and do grad school there, just to be around her, just to be with her, because I knew she wasn't gonna be able to survive on her own. You know, I was selling my life for somebody who really did not have love for me for real like that.
Your best interest.
Yeah, did not have my best interest in mind. Did not love me to put me in a position like that and to risk my entire life over some foolery. If that hadn't happened, I don't find Arizona State University. I don't move off. I'm not where I am today.
Well, I hate it happened, but I'm glad it led you down other paths.
Right. Gotta use you now.
To set you up for success.
Gotta use you. He used and abused me right then, baby. Ooh, Lord Jesus, that did something to me. But tell us about your story.
Well, going back to what you said about, you know, like, that'll never be me. That was me, like, you let him do what? And you stayed? You crazy. You don't. I would never stay with nobody. Like, that was me. Now, at this point in my life, I mean that. I ain't going to say nobody's dumb, stupid, whatever. But for me, myself, going through what I went through, you're not putting your hands on me. And if you do, you're one and done. Just throwing that out there. But for me, it was, okay, so a part of me want to say karma, but it's never okay to put your hands on nobody. So it's like karma, but not. Because I shouldn't have been in that situation anyway. Go back to me telling y'all about, just to not go deep into it, but to go just give a little background. I didn't know that this individual had a girlfriend. But when I found out, I was a goofy. I stuck around like a goofy.
What made you stay?
You know, I'm gonna be honest. I think it was because so much money was being.
I'm not trying to laugh, but
So much money was like being thrown my way, and there's never a reason to stay. Like that was the first, and like I would like people try to glamorize being a side chick because of you get the stuff and this and this. That's no, never do that. Never, never, never. I did it that time, and I would never do it again. Never. I learned my lesson. But it took me a while to learn my lesson. I went through a lot, and I feel like that was my kind of sort of like karma because I knew I shouldn't have been in that situation. I shouldn't have been in that situation. And I stayed, and at first there was no violence. There was no... Now, I knew the individual had problems in other areas, but there was no fighting on none of that until... I think this was the first time, but I'm not sure. It might have happened before then. I don't know. But I know this is the first time that I can like vividly remember. We went out together. It was 4 of us, me, him, and then another couple was with us. We went out to this club, get there, and he all up in another girl's face. Like, but I should have known this because you came to me with a girlfriend. So I should have already known that this is how you are. But he just there like with this whole other girl, like he wasn't even with me. Like I just gave him a ride there or something. So I'm mad. I'm like, I'm ready to go. And I'm telling the people, the other couple, like I'm ready to go. And you know what? I don't think that was the first time, but like I said, this is the first time I remember. So I'm telling him like we finna go. If you're not in the car, when we in the car, you're gonna get left. He didn't believe me. I had to make a believer out of him. We left. We get to the gas station. He calling, why you leaving? And so eventually he get dropped off to where we are. And we not in the town where we live. We out of town. So, I mean, not far, but still. So, of course, he had been drinking. He in the car, started yelling, doing all this and that. Next thing I know, whop! So I done punched him back. And now we fighting. It was a whole nother situation with the other couple. He thought he lost his phone. We had to pull over into this hotel parking lot.
So you guys fought with the other 2 people in the car?
Yep, they was in the backseat.
And what they just watched?
Yeah. Because now that I'm thinking about it, that wasn't the first time. So it had happened before. Now I had to really think about it. I don't want to get up and lie to you. I had to think about it. That wasn't the first time, but that was the first, like, it's all major. I don't want to make it seem like the first couple times wasn't. But that was the first time where, like, I walked away with, like, a black eye. Like, my eye was almost shut. Like, I had on shades. Like, she holding her laugh. But it's okay. But, yeah. But, like I said, not only was I a goofy for even being in a situation, but that wasn't the first time. So that happened, and then I still kept having dealings with this person. And it just kept happening. Like, and it would normally happen. It wasn't like all the time, every day. But for sure, when this individual would like be intoxicated, it would for sure. And so then, but you know, you get to a point to where like people around, and more so in his circle, thought it was funny and would like say little slick stuff and make jokes about it. But people in my circle didn't like, they wanted me out of that situation. And then even when I brought it to the group chat, and it took me a while to realize, okay, so I brought this to the group chat. One person that used to be in the group chat was like, basically, you like getting beat up. And I didn't like that delivery because nobody that's in that situation nobody likes getting knocked upside the head. Like, that's not something that you just, most people, that's not something that you just enjoy going through. Your stance was the same, but your delivery was different, which is why my reaction still felt the way when you said it, but my reaction wasn't the same as when he said it because it was just a difference in delivery. Like, and y'all know I ain't talked to him for about 6 months behind it after the way his delivery was, but it got to a point to where because people be like, your friends ain't gonna do none, or your daddy, or my parents didn't know, so they ain't gonna do nothing. And then
so Pops is finding out right now.
Well, I think he might know a little. No, yeah, he probably is finding out right now. But even if I had told him,
he didn't. I want to be clear. He did not know to the extent. This is the first time that I've heard this.
The story?
Yes, I remember you coming to the group chat. I don't remember. It was so long ago. I can't remember all the details of exactly like what happened for real. But I do remember the incident of you telling us that happened. Him saying the things that he said, and I came back behind him to. You do not like that, but this. Mm-hmm. You're allowing it, so that.
And that was the thing. People was like, why ain't nobody coming to my defense? But this is what you got to realize. When you're in that situation, people will come to your defense, but when you keep going back to that, that's the choice that I made the choice to keep going back to that. So you can't expect, it's like a little boy that cried wolf. Like, nobody's going to keep coming to your defense. Oh, no, don't put your hands on her, and you're going to go back. Like, and at that point, like I said.
But why go? Why? Because why did you continue to go back?
And so that's what I was getting to. So at that point, like I said in the previous episode, I didn't view myself the way other people view. I didn't have that. I was settling a lot, and like beyond just money getting thrown my way, it was just me not having that self-confidence and knowing my self-worth. Like I was just literally settling. And just kept, because at the time it was like, and what's crazy is he wasn't even my boyfriend. That was 3 years of my life gone down the drain for somebody that it was never a title on that. It was lies the whole time. But I can't blame nobody but myself. Because again, I should have never been in that situation.
But I think, also, I'm sorry to interrupt you. I think it comes down to where women, somebody has shown care for you, and they're taking care of you and making you feel good. So when he's not doing it the right, that way, you kind of like the balance of, okay, what are you going to allow? Because it is good sometimes. It is like this. Or,
and I kept making excuses for it. I'm like, well, it's only when he drunk. It's not all the time. Not every time he get. But that's never okay, because I really had to think, like, because it got really bad one time. Like, pulled a gun out on me in the yard. A couple of my teeth are not, like, I had to go get bonding put on, because my tooth chipped, like, was, like, out, like, broke out. And some of the bottom was just chipped a little bit. I got a scar on my knee. It's small now, but it was so big. And one of my friends that was in my friend circle, she can attest to this because we worked at the same place, and I couldn't go to work because I couldn't walk. I couldn't even put no
because he jumped on you?
We was outside and he palmed the back of my head and threw me down on the concrete face first, and so that's how my teeth got messed up, and my knee, I fell in my knee, and so it was like, and then I got a scar right here. It's small now. I probably should have went to go get stitches, but it's small now, but it was big, and it was just gushing blood. My knee was swollen. I couldn't put pants on. I couldn't walk. I had to make up a lie to call in to work. Had to make up a lie when I went to the dentist, because like I could not be seen with a missing tooth, like, in the front. Like, it's not funny, but I had to make up so many excuses, like, to go to the dentist, to miss work, to tell my family, because I couldn't tell them. I was too embarrassed to tell them the truth. The only people that knew the truth was, like, the people that I was in my close circle. And what's crazy?
Yeah, because I never knew any of this other.
Yeah, that circle knew.
Yeah.
But I was too embarrassed to tell the group chat, because I just shouldn't have been. And after that, and what's crazy is, I was such a goofy.
But I think it's something that I wanted to say earlier about that as we were talking. You got to imagine, like, how old he is and how he does that to young girls.
True.
You know,
Yeah, 'cause he was way older than me.
He was way older than you in that situation, and then you're a young girl. You're getting all this different type of stuff. We're not mature enough to understand what that looks like and why he can't be with no woman his age.
And it took me not being in that situation to have that view. And it's like, but people around, my friends were saying the same exact thing what you're saying right now. But when you in it and you think you have so many feelings for this person or that person, and you look over the flags, like you just be so into it. And what's crazy is the night all this happened, he came to my house, doctored me up, and I still had dealings with this individual.
Yeah.
It did not stop, I did not stop, cut off all, and, if I see him to this day, I talk or whatever, but it's not that. To be, it didn't complete, because another situation happened where other people seen what was going on. It was a public place, and they called the police, and it was a jail situation because of where we were and the people that seen it happening. That 3 years was just awful. It was so bad, even outside of the abuse. And I don't know if that's something, if I feel like I be caring for people, and I say, because that wasn't the first time that, the very first time I experienced abuse, physical abuse, domestic violence, I was a teenager, and the boyfriend got mad because somebody texted me, and it wasn't even on I'm cheating. It wasn't that. Somebody just would text me or whatever. This man grabbed me by my throat, threw me against the wall, and I was I think he was in school at the time, in college. Threw textbooks at my head, and my head just against the wall. It was, and I still stayed as a teenager. So, like I said, I just didn't know, I didn't value myself enough the way I should have to not be in those situations. And it's you know better, because you're not raised like this. I've never seen my dad hit my mom. Never. I've never heard him call her out her name. None of that. So, you know right from wrong, but the confidence just wasn't there. And I think it's because of other things that transpired in my life to make me feel like I wasn't worthy, or I wasn't deserving of a good man, or, to have somebody to actually love me and value me. So I settled a lot. And so I'm just now not just now, but it took a long time to get out of that, because guys will tell me, you tough, you too tough, you not. But it's because I always was on defense after that. I just always was ready for whatever. And one guy, he was I can't, because anytime he'd do anything, I flinch. And he's I'm not finna hit you. But I was just so used to that. Yeah,
PTSD is real. Yeah.
And so, yeah, but that was 3 years. And in that 3, like I said, there were other stuff that happened. I just shouldn't have been in it. I shouldn't. But I'm not gonna say that's what I get. But if you know somebody got something, don't involve yourself with that. Just cut it off. Let it go.
Yeah.
Let it go. Because but again, like you said, that's a part of my story. And it is what it is. That's what it is. It was, but that was the last time that I ever allowed anything like that.
Yeah.
And I would never go for, I don't care how much I think I care about you, or I think I love you, or I think this, that is not love.
It's absolutely not.
At all. And nobody can ever make me think different. Because if they love you and you in a situation and it's heated, if it's real love, somebody gonna walk away until it's the right time to talk. Or they gonna leave the house or be quiet or do whatever. Even if it's a yelling match, it's not gonna get to the point of where anybody and it's not just for men. Women don't need to be knocking men upside their head. Like,
because when he turn around and punch your lights out.
I even got to that point. I'm not gonna, because now initially I wasn't starting out that way, but there were times toward the end of that 3 years where, okay, this is what we do, so we man, now I'm finna hit you first. And then I get knocked out. But I can't be like, oh, I did hit you first. But people that just ain't cool. It's not cool, and it's a serious thing. And like I said, people went to jail. I got scars that I'll have for life. Like,
internally too.
And it's just never worth it.
It's not.
Never.
It's not. It ain't never that serious. First of all, it's too many people in the world. You can't think that's the one. If this gets to that level, that can't be the one right there.
Can't be. No way.
I'm really sad that you experienced that. I didn't know to the extent, and I feel like maybe I just don't be paying attention.
Some of those I didn't go into detail about I don't think in the group chat, because I was just too embarrassed.
Yeah.
Too embarrassed, and not necessarily embarrassed that was happening, but it's just like I knew I was going back. That's the embarrassing part of it. Like I knew I was still going to give this individual
the time of day. Yeah.
That's what was embarrassing about it.
I don't want to expound on that because I don't understand. I just think it comes down to, valuing yourself and knowing that you are worthy.
Mm-hmm. No matter what.
If that person's not giving you what you desire, somebody will, and just
and I think that was a piece of it. And that's a lot of times, I don't know about with men, but I think a lot of times with women, they just kind of take what they can get. He's showing me attention, so,
Agreed.
I'll take it. It's better than not having nobody. That's the mindset sometimes, but
I think
that's...
You said before, too.
What?
Being alone is not being lonely.
Mm-hmm.
Falling in love with yourself,
mm-hmm.
figuring out your purpose, keeping your focus on God, that is going to keep you fulfilled. You don't technically need a partner.
And that's why I'm like, I just be home, peaceful, chilling, because I know that's me being alone. And I think we touched on this in the beginning, like in the love, when we was like, would you rather settle or like be alone? Being alone for me, and you said the same thing, is far better than settling. Because when you settle, it's never a good thing. The outcome may not be domestic violence, but it's not going to be a good outcome either.
Yeah.
And so settling, that's just never the way to go. Just know that you are worthy of being loved, and somebody will love you. It's somebody out there for everybody. You do not have to settle for whatever it is that you're settling for. Right. So.
Completely agree, friend. You can't get what God got for you until you let go of some of those things that ain't for you.
Mm-hmm. So, I think for our We Ain't Got It Yet point for this episode would be just like I said, like we've both said, you are worthy, and don't sacrifice yourself for no situation because it's not worth it.
It's not, man.
It's not. Do not sacrifice yourself.
I think it goes back to that. I think I gave you the weekly heat one time. Your cup runneth over. What's in your cup is for you.
Mm-hmm.
What runneth over is for everybody else. If your cup is not being replenished, stop giving yourself to situations that are not giving to you.
Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. Don't do it. You always got to choose you, and that's not you being selfish. Choosing yourself is not you being selfish. You being safe. It's being safe. But y'all got me on here. I told y'all I turned 30 and I just be emotional. Oh gosh.
Yeah. Kinfolk crying.
I know.
You was kiki. That's why I told y'all you kiki han about me and my situation getting the pause put on me.
But you was making funny. You was talking about you was in panties. you was
that was
making...
devastating to me. I was sharing an intimate moment of my life.
You laughed too.
No.
Wasn't laughing at you.
I laugh when I'm nervous.
Is that for real or are you just in it? So you laugh to keep from crying?
Mm-mm.
No?
I just go ahead and just laugh. Not that I'm gonna cry, but it's uncomfortable.
I'll just cry. I'll just be crying. I don't know. I'm a crybaby. I'll just be
Wah,
crying.
wah. I'm sorry.
Look,
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
just be crying. But anyway, so yes, I hope that helps somebody, anybody. You know, if you are in that situation, get away. Try to get away, get help. I know and it's all. I have to also think like my story, our story, your story. It's not cool, but it's always somebody got it worse. You know.
Absolutely.
You know. So. I know it's people out there like in really bad situations. So just try to get the help you need. If you're experiencing it, if you know somebody that's experiencing it. They do have a national domestic violence hotline. It's 1-800-799-SAFE, and those numbers for SAFE are 7233. You know, call it. It's 24/7. It's a 24/7 line. Just call it and get the help you need. I seen a clip. I'm gonna share this real quick before we wrap it up. I seen a clip not too long ago about I don't know if it was like an AI generated thing or a real thing that happened. This girl was like experiencing domestic violence, and she was like calling 911 or something, but she was acting like she was ordering a pizza, and they was using it to talk in code.
Yeah, I seen that.
You know, so just whatever you got to do, just get out of those situations because it's not worth it. It's not love, and you mean so much more. You're better in those situations for men and women because people try to aim domestic violence like it's just women. Men be out here experiencing that too.
Absolutely.
They experience it too. So.
Well, hopefully you guys got something out of that for sure.
For real.
Because I think we wanted to do this specifically because there's a lot of people who are experiencing that. You know, my situation I experienced one time cut her off as far as that relationship and still was like spending time with her, hanging with her. You know, because I felt responsible for this person. Mm-hmm. We are not after when people start doing stuff like that. You're not responsible for them and how they feel and their success and choose you. And I hope people start choosing themselves.
Yeah, that's the most important thing, to choose yourself. So, we didn't do an ick last week, but we back on it this week.
Yeah.
What's your ick?
My biggest ick is, and this happened a couple weeks ago. I'll be experiencing stuff, and I'll be like, I got to bring that on the podcast. But people who mistreat people who are waitresses and bar staff, that really blows me. Like, you steady asking for stuff. You steady, being picky. And these people don't make the food. They don't make the drinks. I'm not saying just settle. Like, you are paying your money. But there's a proper way to handle stuff. I don't like being in spaces with people who act ungrateful. They act like they own the place. And they, like, rude and nasty. That really, really blows me. I really did not like that. And I'm going to say something to you when we're in there eating. And then after that, you do all that, you don't even tip the person well. After you stress them and ruin their day.
All right. They probably done had a long day.
A long day. They're a waitress and a bartender. They got so many people to juggle. And people act like, okay, you didn't do this for me. Or, like you the main person in the world they need to be focused on. I don't like stuff like that. Yeah. That's my ick.
I'm back to the weird icks. Well, I don't even think it's that weird. I don't like I'm not going to say I don't like baby hairs, but the ones that come, like, all the way down to your eyebrow, like, that's not really, a lot of them don't be baby hairs for real, but the ones that be, like, all the way almost touching your eyebrow.
I don't like that either.
I just make them, like, a little, I don't know.
I'm with you, friend. I don't like that.
Some big ones, they be, like, real big.
I don't like heavy makeup. Now you out here a clown. What you talking about?
Me?
Your makeup ain't heavy.
Oh, okay.
I'm talking about the people with the big swoop-a-doop. And the makeup is clownish. What you doing, babe? You are enough.
You are enough. You are enough.
All the extra antics aren't worth it. We don't like that.
Yeah.
Now we talk about you. You thought you was popping out.
What you say? You thought you ate. Yeah. So be nice to your waitresses and your bartenders. Be patient with them, okay? Let's not have baby hairs that come down to our eyebrows. And, yeah, So here we go. 1, 2, 3.
Weekly Heat. Weekly Heat. All right. So with that being said, I think
Not
I
to
just
get the
wanna-
deep breath again.
Yeah, I just want to revisit some of the things that we talked about. You talked about staying and like, I think some people stay because they don't want to be alone. And when you get the courage to be alone, to work on you, to focus on you and to focus on God, hopefully that you're focused on that relationship too. I think you have to remember this. Don't let time, because it's not going to happen fast, it takes a while sometimes. Don't let time make you doubt what God said, because at any moment, God can make it happen. You got to stay focused on Him as you're going through that pruning. I've been saying pruning the last couple episodes. That pruning phase. Like, remove yourself from the foolery, lock in with you, and I promise you, within 365 days, you're going to be a completely different individual.
Yeah.
But you got to focus on Him. It's almost like when Peter was walking on water. When Peter was walking on water, he was looking around, got nervous, all the waves and stuff. He took his focus off God, he started sinking. That is our life.
Yeah.
That is an epitome of our life. Soon as you stop focusing on your purpose and what he got for you, and you start doing all of these worldly things, you focus on these relationships with people who ain't for you. God gonna start taking that stuff from you, and you're gonna feel like the world is ending. You're gonna feel like something, oh my God, woe is me. When you turn your focus on Him, everything of your heart desire starts falling on you.
That's true.
Joseph, the king of dreams. Joseph's brothers betrayed him. You know that story? You ever heard the story? Joseph's brothers betrayed him his entire life. He was doing good, all this stuff. God got to take you through a few things for you to get to where you're going. And some of the stuff that we be choosing to go through is putting you further and further away from what He got for you.
Yeah, definitely choosing.
Separate yourself, focus on Him. Everything else gonna come.
Yeah, and just know that it's going to be okay.
It's gonna be okay.
It may be hard at first. That's normal, but just know that that's not where your story has to end. Amen. It's going to be okay. Just keep fighting, keep pushing. Like she said, lock in. Once you lock in with God, get locked in with yourself. Learn yourself. Learn to be alone. It'll all work out, and you'll be glad that you did. So
most definitely.
Hopefully we help someone this episode. And as we tell y'all, like, comment, subscribe, share, all the things, and we'll see y'all next week.
Hey, damned if I don't get it for my children's children, and that's real.
Tell the truth, how I feel, like I'm the only one that's real. Can't be the only one that feels like, or to get real tight till midnight. Tell me how you miss free throws, that's free points on the field. Think about another nigga wanna be unfair for you, you'll go feel.